Yo, what's good, Mets fans everywhere? It's good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all. Shout out to all our people on YouTube and on X coming through for the Mets Hangout live stream. Um, it's me, Jada Chosen, one to be here in a few moments. To talk about the Bo Bichette news, the Kyle Tucker news, the Ranger Suarez news, and everything in between. There are a few things that I wanted to kind of run by you guys, the audience. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the chat. Appreciate y'all. JJ in the building, salute. Jay the chosen one in the building, salute.
Salute, salute, salute.
Yeah.
We got a
Yeah,
lot.
welcome to welcome to the New York Mets Lounge. We're the hosts and everything. We're gonna come through, rock the spot, take questions, comments, have conversations with you guys. We're gonna bring some stuff to the table. We'll talk about a few players, few scenarios, and things of that sort. If you're new here, if you're watching this for the first time, just go ahead and subscribe because I can guarantee you it's gonna be a fun ride for you. In terms of the Mets, it might be a bumpy ride. We can't control that part. All we can do is fan the best we can. Jay, the chosen one, is in the building. Salute.
Salute to you, my brother. Yes, indeed.
Yes,
I
indeed.
definitely second that motion. For sure, you're going to have a good time. As he said, we can't control what the Mets do, but we can make sure that we could have fun talking about what they do. And we could be there for each other, or we could join in and root, root, root for our home
Home
team.
team.
All
If they
right.
don't win, it's a shame.
It's a shame because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the old ball game.
Right.
A lot going on. So
Let me put a rocking issue just to get started. Let me
yeah.
just how did you feel about the news when you heard Kyle Tucker signed with the Dodgers?
So I going to be genuinely honest. I didn't think we were going to get him. I even at that last hour that things had come up where he was playing. He had played in Houston and L.A. friends in the Blue Jays, and he was used to the warmth. And born in Florida, and so I didn't allow myself to get overly. Show me better than you could tell me. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was my feeling for it.
Right.
And especially with the Mets, the Dod and the Dodgers being part of the playing, the other people, the other teams. I will definitely say to you that I wasn't overly hyped yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Were you in wait and see mode?
I was in the wait and see mode.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in the wait. That was one of my feelings for sure.
Okay.
I had a few. That was definitely one of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll share how I felt
yeah.
too.
Please
And
do.
I respect your feeling and your stance on Kyle Tucker, right?
Yeah.
How I felt about the situation is I felt disgusted. I felt let down. I felt as if the organization was shooting me the gas. I felt like the organization was doing the pull the chair out from under you thing. I felt like the organization was playing a hidden ball trick from first base, right? That's what it felt like to me because our all-star reliever left, right? Without even a chance. He just left, just bolted, right? Then you go through the fake negotiation with Pete Alonso, knowing you didn't want Pete, right? We know the organization didn't want Pete. They could have simply said, hey, this is what we want to do going forward. Pete is at a career, at this point in his career, where he wants to do something else. We value Pete. It's not best long-term for us to stay together. We wish Pete the best. They didn't do that. Right? They didn't do that. They played us in the media like, oh, this is the best we can offer. They knew they weren't going to keep Pete. Right? So Pete signs with Baltimore for $30 million. Right? Now, here's the thing. Other guys are going on the board, coming off the board, and what exacerbated the entire thing was the extended waiting game, right? I mean, from the second week of December to the second week of January is a long time on the hot stove season, right? The hot stove league is supposed to be popping. That's the reason why they call it the hot stove league, right? So you wait. Right, you wait 5 weeks on the hot stove and nothing happens, right? And then all of a sudden, Mets personnel are on social media like, hey, y'all wait and see. We have a surprise. Don't count us out. 4 minutes later, Kyle Tucker is a Dodger.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. Yeah, and I'm not laughing. I can't say I'm laughing with you. I mean, you know, it's like, I get that. I mean, look, I would sit here and be lying if I didn't say I had mixed emotions, right? And I don't want to, and I'm an optimistic dude, so I don't want to sit here and tell you that I also, had like that Mets doomsday. No way the Mets could pull us off, because I really, no matter what people are feeling about him, really believe in our owner. I love the ownership of the Mets.
Right.
I truly do. But I get that. I get that feeling, and the more as you say it, I can feel that. And it feels a bit similar. Feels familiar. That's the word I'm looking for. It feels familiar.
Right.
Yeah. Like I've seen that.
I love the Mets ownership. I love Steve Cohen.
Love him.
Right. My beef is not with Steve Cohen. No. Because even though he's the owner, he doesn't run the front office. He hired a guy to run the front office.
He did.
Right. My thing is, what Mets PR is saying and what the front office is doing are two ships passing in the night. Right? Right. So at the beginning, hey, listen, we got to improve this defense, man. So we got to improve this defense. And so that's going to be our thing. The reason why we're trading Nemo and Jeff McNeil is, and just stay with me on this, y'all. Just stay with me on this chat. I promise you this ship is going somewhere. Right? We got to trade Nemo and we have to trade McNeil in order for, us to improve the defense. We got to let Pete walk. And ironically, you do that, now you have a gaping hole in left field where Brandon Nimmo and either or Jeff McNeil could have played this year, right? Yeah. So you have a gaping hole in left field, right?
Yeah.
And then the defense that you were upgrading, you fill it with Jorge Polanco.
Right. Who doesn't have a clear-cut position.
Right. 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 And so here's my thing. In the shuffling of the Love Boat deck chairs, so to speak,
Yeah.
why not just go after the best outfielder and first baseman in the game? Because in theory, you were going to spend upwards of $50 million for Kyle Tucker.
Yep.
Right? You were going to spend $50 million for Kyle Tucker, right?
Yep.
Why not go to one of the 29 other MLB teams and just offer young guys for a trade? Hey, LA Dodgers, what would y'all take in exchange for Mookie Betts?
Right.
Just food for thought, everybody. I'm not saying this is the smart play. I'm saying it is a play, right? Hey, Seattle Mariners, what would y'all take for Julio Rodriguez? Right. Hey,
Cleveland.
Right. Hey, Cleveland.
How
what
you
would
doing?
y'all take? Right. And you would have saved $20 million over what you're gonna get from Bo Bichette. You're gonna get about similar offensive production when it comes down to brass tacks, right? You're gonna get a similar offensive impact, right? Except the Cleveland guy's a switch hitter, right? And Bo is a righty, right? So, if I remember correctly, he's just a right-handed batter, right?
He's a righty thrower. He throws righty, and he's a right hitter.
Right.
The Cleveland guy actually would have made more sense in a lot of ways. Not that I'm downing the Bo Bichette move. I'm just saying, why not do what my partner here is
$20 million.
Right. We would have saved money. And they already talked about Stephen Kwan. We probably, for the same amount of money that we were offering this guy that the chair was pulled out from,
right,
we probably could have got maybe 3 players from Cleveland, but definitely 2, and probably not have to give up a ton of anything.
And you could have gone to the Pittsburgh Pirates and, hey, listen, y'all have a guy. He's not developing with you guys. What could we give you for? Would you take Acuna and something for Oniel Cruz?
Yep.
Right. I don't know if Oniel Cruz has a position. He looks bad at center. He looks bad at short. Right. But if you put him in a position where he can use only his arm, right, athleticism and arm, we could definitely use him in left field, right? If that's a thing. No, hey, Padre, y'all are down on money. What would it take can we have a conversation about Fernando Tatis Jr.?
Right. And maybe others. Because you have now given away your closer. You have now made it apparent that you are in business to be a seller, not a buyer, and the Dodgers are in your division. How about that?
Yeah.
So I think that one right there, I think I would like to stay on that one right there. I think that we could probably get Tatis Jr. Would be a beautiful right-handed bat. And I mean, we have so much surplus in the infield. We could probably do both things. We could probably trade with Cleveland and trade with San Diego and still pick up Bellinger. but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself yet. But I just want to stick with the trade parts first,
Okay.
if that's all right.
It's
Just the trade.
no,
Yeah, because there's there's plenty of people that we could trade, that we don't need to trade our elite top part of our farm for. We might need to a little bit with San Diego when it comes to Tatis Jr. But with Cleveland, we definitely do not have to.
okay.
And yeah, and there's multiple people that is available for them over there. Multiple
Okay.
people.
Okay.
So I really would like to see them do that. I mean, you know what the worst is, man? I feel like I need to get on to X and just like bold cap, like, hey, can you hear me?
Do something.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Do
Snap
it
it to a Slim
now.
Jim. Snap
Yeah.
it to a Slim Jim. Yo, like,
Right.
yeah, I want to just get on there.
Right.
Oh yeah. Hit him with the
Right.
Macho Man. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oh yeah, you better go over to Cleveland. Makes no
Yeah.
sense. Weird to me a little bit, but
I think Cohen wants to win, bro.
Cohen definitely wants to win. What I think that's the Bichette move right there. The Bichette move to me was clearly you know, a oh really moment. Oh word?
Right.
Seriously? Okay. Okay. I see you, Tucker. I see you, Dodgers. I'm not scared of you. I got more money than you. I'm not worried about you, but you're doing something. I'm gonna tell a quick thing before we go any further.
Now, go ahead, take your time, bro. Okay.
If people don't know this, but if you know this, you know it. In about between 2010 and 2012, the Mets were not up for sale, but the Dodgers were. And guess who tried to buy him?
I don't know.
Steve Cohen.
Oh wow.
Okay? I'm going to tell a little story here, real quick. And if anybody knows our history, the blue in our uniform comes from the Brooklyn Dodgers. And since Steve Cohen's wife and his father in law and himself are such big fans, they were willing to hop onto that. And when he bought our team, one of the first things he said out of his mouth was, I'm going to build this team. And I'm paraphrasing here. Don't quote me on the word for word. And turn it into the East Coast Dodgers. That's what Cohen said.
Wow.
So when he gets played, because to me, as much as it hurt you and it hurt me and it hurt probably plenty of the people in the chat, the fact is, yeah, exactly. They're saying they're even bigger fans.
Right.
So hey, happy wife, happy life. So
Right.
so my point being is, there's no doubt in my mind that the signing of Bo Bichette, it was like, yo, Stearns, go sit over there for a minute.
Right. Right.
Right. Because that's not Stearns, that's not Stern-esque. Bo Bichette's not a Stearns move.
That's not a Stearns move.
I don't know if anybody could agree with that.
Right.
Right. So And I'll take it. Hits 311 last year, 25 home runs, could get you about 20, 25. Solid upper portion of the batting order. A righty to split lefties. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something really quick. The truth is, if we did get Tucker, I would have still liked them to get somebody like this with a high batting average.
Talking about Bo Bichette.
Yep. And if we had to trade people, like I'm talking about, like older players to different teams for that, great. To put in somebody with a higher batting average. But this is guaranteed a Steve Cohen move out the way. It's time for me to do something. So I expect that is the beginning stages of a lot to happen. And I don't think that Stearns anymore. Stearns might be a mouthpiece and to go get this guy. You remember when you were little and there was no remote controls?
Yeah.
You remember what our parents would call us? Go get this?
Yeah. That was our name.
Right. Go get was the name. That was we all had the same name.
Right.
Yeah. Go turn. Go was always the first.
Yeah.
So that's where he is now. And I don't know that I think that's a better place to be. Am I hurt again one more time? Am I hurt that Tucker didn't come to this team? I'm not sure how I really feel about it. Do I feel played? I do feel played. But I don't know if I feel like the bridge is over.
That's where I feel like. That's where I'm at.
And so I want to revoke to you, and I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it like in the movie where, like, I'm holding my breath and I'm turning bright red. I'm gonna hold that rope, and you're gonna hold it with me because I really feel like it's like we're about to turn on something here. Turned Cohen. Now, don't get me wrong how I'm saying it, but that turned something on in Steve Cohen, and I think he's about to explore everything.
One of the things that I wanted to mention is because you mentioned a couple things. I had a separate thought, but then you mentioned it. I think we're kind of thinking alike of the thing. The David Stearns thing is David Stearns doesn't have to be the Milwaukee team president in the Mets for two reasons. For one, New York is not Milwaukee. Right. That's the obvious thing. But two, the Mets farm system is already stacked. You don't have to rebuild it from scratch. David Stearns, you don't have to rebuild the farm system from scratch. Now, of course, you want to replenish it, right? You want to replenish it because some guys are going to leave by trade and all that. But the cupboard is stacked with talent. So you don't have to build the farm system up from scratch. You got a lot of stuff to work with, right? So if I'm Stearns and knowing that the farm system is stacked, and this is not counting Brett Beatty, Mark Vientos, Juan Angel Acuna, Ronnie Mauricio, Jet Williams. This is not counting those guys. This is really what's down there. We're talking Jonah Tong, Brandon Sproat, the guys that are a year and a half, 2 years away, Jacob Reimer, AJ Young, those guys.
Yep.
Right, because even in that group, even in that grouping, even if you only get, because we have about 20 elite farmhands. We don't even get a chance to talk about the Chris Sweros, and people like that are gonna be on lists this year after they perform a little bit, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the guys that are on the surface. We're not even talking about the guys that are bubbling below the surface waiting to break out, right?
The Santucci's and we're not talking about
Yeah.
yeah.
And so the thing is that my stance is, listen, my baseball building mind says sign Harrison Bader,
That's right.
sign Cody Bellinger,
Yes.
right? Bring up Carson Bench, and you rotate those three guys in the outfield, right? But here's the thing. My heart is telling me don't sign Harrison Bader. My heart is saying don't sign Cody Bellinger. My heart is telling me if you want to knock off the two-time defending World Series champs, you can't make moves similar to them. You got to make moves bolder, more aggressive, and better than what the Dodgers do, because in order to be the man, you have to beat the man.
Right.
Right? So when people like when I get on the phone with the homies, the homies been like, man, it'll be nice, man, if we can get Paul Skeens, bro. It'll be nice if we can get Tarek Skubal, bro. And in my mind, in order for you to beat the Dodgers, you got to have both of them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you got to beat both of them, man. You got to. In my mind, I'm thinking whoever is the best center fielder in baseball, pay the price. What center fielder is going to play elite defense, hit you 30 home runs, steal 30 bases, and bat about somewhere between 275 and 290?
Bellinger.
300 to be better, but
sorry. Probably
nobody, bro. If there's a list, that list is so small.
And we have so many people coming up. So here's the problem. There's a good.
Let me finish the thought.
Yeah,
Let me finish my thought.
Yeah,
let me finish my thought. So because my thought is this on it, right? In order to beat the Dodgers, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. But if we beat the Dodgers once, we get our World Series and we celebrate, and the Dodgers win the next three after that, where are we?
People only remember it.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking this. In order to beat the Dodgers, and listen, I understand the Phillies are in our back pocket, right? I understand that. The Phillies know that. But don't get it twisted. The Phillies know that, and they are trying to put together something too. The Braves are trying to bounce back, right? All these teams are trying to build. All these teams that are in whisper shot of the playoffs legitimately feel like they have a chance to win the World Series if they have a great hitter and an ace. A great hitter, an ace, and a closer will get you to the playoffs.
The Cubs,
right?
Yep.
And so the thing is if you're the Mets, Devin Williams was something one time. Do we know if he's something now? We hope so. And if you're the Mets and you have, man, you're probably the deepest organization in pitching in baseball, probably, right? But you don't have an ace. Right. And then you have a hitter, you have two great hitters, but you can't protect them. You can, I think Juan Soto had did he have a career high in walks this year?
He had a career high in everything this year.
Yeah.
Everything. Literally.
He got a career high in paycheck this year. Yeah, he got a career
high. Literally everything.
Right.
From steals to homers to RBI. I don't know about RBIs, but
it feels like it though, right?
But it feels like it. Literally everything.
That's one thing. If you're Stearns, being good enough is not good enough because we already tried it when we brought in. Did we? What didn't we? Wasn't there a year where we had Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and Justin Verlander on the same staff?
Yes.
There was a year, bro, where we had like 3 aces on the staff at the same time. And I think we lost to who did we lose to? We lost to somebody, I forgot. I think that's right. I know Scherzer and Verlander were here for sure.
Right. I think first of all, I think DeGrom was hurt at that time.
Probably.
And one of those other gentlemen were also not feeling their greatest. Remember, don't forget, they were even though they're still out there right now, we wanted them. Which is nuts to me. They were they're kind of like in the middle of like they were like the golden years to the golden girls, not the golden girls, but you understand what I mean.
They were older. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, and that's where I am right now, bro. In order to beat the Dodgers in the playoffs, you have to navigate a 162 game schedule for one, healthy and clicking for one. That's what you have to do. In order to do that, you have to have every 5th player of yours has to be a star, basically. You have to have a star in the outfield. You have to have a star in the infield. You'd like to have a star behind the plate, but if you have stars on the mound, if you have 2 or 3 great pitchers, then that would work. You have to have a star on your bench, somebody like a guy that's going to be a star in his role. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have studs everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like it's one of those things where it's like I feel if you're Stearns, you have to understand the gravity of the moment. Right? The Dodgers are telling you right now that there's no way that they're going to allow another team in the National League to outbid them. And they don't care about they don't care about a lockout. Right? The Dodgers don't care about a lockout because by the time your lockout gets started, if your rebellion gets started, low budget teams are going to be losing money.
Right.
As soon as low budget teams start losing money, everything is going to be like as soon as the Miami Marlins start missing money, they're gonna let's just let the Dodgers do what they want. As soon as the Pittsburgh Pirates start losing money, bro, they're gonna be like, hey man, let the Dodgers do what the Dodgers do, man. We just have to rebuild our farm system.
Yep.
Because it sounds good in theory. The reason why the Dodgers spend so much money is because the small market teams don't spend any.
No doubt. Let me just say something though.
Go ahead, bro.
They didn't come. This man did not. He promised us a 5-year window. When the window didn't close, he went out and bought Soto. Soto had a breakout year. They didn't. Everybody's upset we didn't chase after Pete. I get it. I'm upset. I'm a big Pete fan. But we didn't win anything with Pete. Fine. If you're not going to chase after Pete because he's homegrown, and I'm big on the homegrown, big time on the homegrown, and Diaz doesn't even give you a phone call back, you just tell me what we won with them. We didn't win with them. But the moment that you don't do that, the moment that you disrespect Pete, and the moment that you don't go out and do that, you have to go out and immediately start shaking and baking and making moves. I really believe that this team is going to try. They had a thought in their mind that they were gonna. I mean, we can listen. No matter if you're hurt or not, can we both agree that offering this man $50 million a year for 4 years after not going after Pete, after not going after a handful of other people, was just bananas?
It was tasteless.
It was
It was
class.
tasteless. It lacked tact and empathy.
Right, 100%.
It lacked tact and empathy because the thing is, like I mentioned before, if you didn't want them, just say you don't want them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like because basically in theory, we could have traded Pete Alonso for prospects the last 3 years if you didn't want them. We could have. The Chicago Cubs 2 years ago had fans in the stands with Polar Bear Pete signs. Remember that? The Polar Bear Pete signs in Chicago? Like we legit thought Pete was gone any day. You know what I'm saying? Like we legit thought Pete was going to be gone any day because fans were clamoring for Pete. And we could have probably got 3 top-notch prospects for Pete. But instead, we were told that Pete is Mr. Met. He represents us at the All-Star game. He's in the home run derby. And nationally televised audiences that watch the All-Star game or watch the home run derby get to see a guy with a Mets jersey on. Right?
Facts. Two-time winner. Yep.
And so you keep Pete only for that reason because he sells jerseys or whatever reason it was. But now when it comes time to pay Pete for his service, like, hey man, no, Pete, listen, guys are going to be making $30 million everywhere this winter, right? We'll pay you $30 million, and you're going to be a DH though. Don't get this thing twisted. You're going to be a DH, sometimes first baseman.
Yep.
Right. And we're going to go get Christian Walker for a little bit of money and have him play some Gold Glove defense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like one. I don't like being a critic of the organizations like that because you don't know what happens behind closed doors. But at the same time, show some compassion, some empathy for your fans and the players that play here. Right? Like if you didn't want those 3 guys, man, those 3 guys together made. So Jay, those 3 guys together made 70, like 75, like 70, like 65, $70 million altogether, right? Nemo, McNeil, and Pete.
Right, which just is above what they offered 1 year for this guy.
Right, you read my mind, bro. Bro, stop stealing my notes, bro.
Yo, I'm just doing this.
And I'm just holding it here like this, like
look, like I used to do in school. You remember?
Right.
So 100%.
Right, and so my thing is, is this. Don't tell us that you don't want to spend money and you want to improve defense and that guys, because Steve Cohen said you have to remember guys' contracts go up every year and you have to fill out the roster and all that stuff. And a week after he says that, he offers a guy $50+ million.
Yeah. And with the goofiest. And just threw it out there and said, here, we're going to offer more. I'm Steve Cohen. I'm going to offer you more. And we'll stick with this one thing, but then when we get to the Bichette, I got enough to say about that. But how do you do that to your homegrown dude who just beat? So you allowed a man to beat Dal Strawberry, to beat David Wright, to beat Is Hojo up there to beat these guys up there?
Mike Piazza was Mike Piazza.
Mike, yeah, beat them up there, and then just let him walk. Let him walk. If he offered him
in his prime,
and if you and if they offered him 10 million more, right?
Right.
And we went and got a half decent dude that could hit some home runs, and maybe even this little bridge. You got to understand, with those opt-outs, those yearly opt-outs, those were because the mindset was we're going to give him the opt-outs. He's going to opt out if he, because what happens when you give a player an opt-out? There gives them incentive to have the best year they ever had.
Yep.
So he's going to blow it up. Boom. Then the money, if you already offered him 50 and he's going to ask for 65, and he might go out there and get, I don't know, 10 more points on his average, maybe 5 more home runs than he ever hit, maybe about another 10 RBIs. That's still a better year, even if it's not that much more of a level. And what are you gonna do after 50 million? What are you gonna do after 50 million? So these guys this guy Tucker was a bridge. That 50 million 4 years, that was a facade. We weren't keeping him for 4 years,
right?
But we needed him for this year,
right?
We needed him for this year. So that $50 million, you come in, you get in the box, you hit behind Soto, you hit behind whoever,
right?
You provide some protection, and then maybe you still go and make a move, something like this with Bichette, which is also built the same way.
Right.
And they are bridges. There's no doubt in my mind that this club has made up its mind that the best kids in our farm system are the future.
Right.
Yeah. Because if they weren't, they would have traded Pete in the middle of the year without losing him for nothing.
Yep.
Alongside
Diaz
and AJ and Ewing and any of these guys, because if they didn't believe in that, if that wasn't the part of the plan, then if that wasn't part of the plan, then that would have happened already. And it didn't happen.
Right.
They would have went out and offered it for, they would have went out and take the 2 third basemen that we had and went out and got Ramirez. We would have went out to a different team and offered any of these teams. Went out, right? We could trade right now. We could trade another person for Buxton. We could have traded for any of these players. But I'm telling you what it did do. The Dodgers are causing so much waves, and I think that you nailed it on this. We got to stop playing their game and play our game.
Right.
See, they're playing the chess, deferrals, and they're obviously, like, for me, in my brain, they're pick the players that go with them. At first, I was saying, okay, you want to be a Kevin Durant? Like, that was my brain. That was my brain saying, are you serious? You want to go join Otani? You don't want to beat him?
You stole my Kevin Durant point, man. I was trying to hold it.
I won't talk anymore about that. I'm going to talk about that, but I won't bring up his name. But
No. That's good.
these so in other words, you're a join him, don't beat him. You're a join him, don't beat him.
Yeah.
And I know it's the same thing, but you and in our hearts, I think we are so stuck in this place where like we come from, where we don't do those type of things.
Right.
And then maybe Steve Cohen is too. Or maybe it wasn't Steve Cohen, maybe it was Stearns. And then as soon as Stearns didn't do the thing that he should have did, which was played chess, not checkers, Cohen came in and said, no, move up. I'm better at this. I got to take this right now. Go get Bo Bichette. All right. All right. Now go sign Bellinger. All right. After you sign Bellinger, I want you to go ahead and go make a trade. Take 2 kids. Take 2 of our third basemen right now, and go make and another third baseman and another person, and go get Ramirez. Or we're gonna keep Beatty. Fine, move him over there. Let's go get it. All right, fine. Now let's look for a solid player on a team that's not gonna go nowhere this year, anywhere, and trade some of our usable players now, the Ronnie Mauricios, the Vientos, the Beatties even, right? And then maybe 1 or 2 of the lower kids, and get the next big thing out there. So, and listen, Stanley, I really believe that we're going to do everything it takes to grab Bellinger. But I'm going to say this. When it comes to Bellinger, I don't want to see the type of contract that they gave to Bichette. Because Bellinger is still young, right? Even though Bichette's still young, Bichette's not running. Bichette doesn't have an arm, but he could hit the ball for a great average. And he's got some pop. Bellinger, you cannot allow to have these guys to say, I could opt out next year. Unless you truly, truly believe that one of these top 50 guys are ready next year. And if Cohen and company really believe that next year is going to be a Jose Reyes, David Wright, Dwight Gooden, Strawberry bring in, you know what I'm saying, all at once, all these good rookies, a DeGrom, a Dark Knight.
Right.
If they think they're going to get that, yeah, and that's another thing. We're throwing $50 million at a guy. It was a bridge move because you got to get pitching too.
Right.
Now, pitching is something. I'm gonna take a breath because I can feel my heart rate. I can feel. Hold on. Ooh, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. I didn't mean to steal the thunder with the Durant, but like we cannot be the New York, Los Angeles Dodgers. We need to be the New York Mets.
Right.
And I think our time right now is in trades. And we cannot be afraid of trading some of these people. We have a wealth of them. a wealth of them.
Okay.
That's where I'm at, and I mean, so like, okay, so you went out, you lose out on Tucker, right? And then you go get Bo Bichette, almost at Dante. You go get Bo Bichette. Where's he playing?
I don't know, but let me. Hey, would you roll the dice on Jaron Duran?
So that's a name that I'm thinking. Now you're looking at. Hold on. Wait a second. You listening mine?
Off the reflection. Reflection.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I can't.
Can Duran play? Can Duran? I don't know if you play. Say his name is Duran.
Duran.
Is he still a good outfielder? Defensive outfielder. I know he can hit.
He's good. He's good. Is
he better than Luis Robert?
Robert is a good fielder. He's a really good fielder. The thing is, he's had 1 year where he had interesting. I actually think they're going to move. They're going to try to get rid of some of the contracts that they already picked up, like a Simeon. But anyway, but that depends. We'll see. They might do it for a month. I think they're going to watch these players play. By the way, Robert, to answer your question, the full answer, sorry about that, is that he is a good fielder. He's not a good hitter.
He had one great season.
One great season and that was it. That was it.
Okay.
Buxton, Minnesota.
No, he scares me too much, bro.
He's so hurt.
He scares me too much, bro.
And the question, let me ask you this: if Polanco was a first baseman, would you not go get Buxton 58? Or are you scared that it's him that bad that even when running, he might get hurt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm that afraid.
You should probably be that afraid. I mean, he is hurt a lot. But we got to do everything we can to get Bellinger. We have to do anything we can to get Bellinger. And we're going to have to make trades. And chat, I'm telling you right now, name your 5 guys that you're not going to trade from our farm system. And that's what they're doing right now in he sure is. He really is. When Buxton is healthy, he might be one of, if
he's
not
a 5-2 player,
the best out there.
He's a 5-2 player when healthy.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Fast. Could hit you 40, 45. He's a beast. And I don't like the way they all right, they went out and got this guy. All right. How about
well, let me do before you say that, let me do the Kevin Durant point.
Yeah.
The Kevin Durant point that I was leaning towards is how the contracts are structured. Like every 2 years, he can become a free agent to become the big fish on the market again every 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. I'll tell you who I wouldn't mind having BRDH if we could pull it off. If we're gonna trade a guy for a guy that's injured all the time and have him on a ridiculous, what kind of manageable contract, I'd go get Mike Trout. Right? If we're rolling the dice on a guy that's often injured, Mike Trout would be my guy. Now, here's the thing, man.
That's tough.
Mike Trout is Mike Trout has holes in his swing, right? We saw it with Shohei and Mike Trout faced against each other in the World Baseball Classic. There are certain fastballs he can't get to and never could. We just didn't know because it wasn't exploited. But now pitchers throwing 99, 100, 101 know that he can't get to certain places, and now they just, you know. How old Mike is? How old? 30?
Probably a little bit older, maybe 32.
30.
Maybe. He started young. He's been in the league for a long time.
He's been in the league, but his numbers are, man, listen.
You know how I would like to have gotten? I know he can't hit a lick, but he can hit the home runs. His partner that left, Ward. But I'm gonna check out. See here.
Tyler Ward?
Yeah. He left already. He moved over.
Mike Trout's 33.
Yeah, I figured he was 33. I think the answer right now, this has got to be the answer. The answer right now is go out there and sign Bellinger. You know what? I bet you this. I bet you Bellinger wasn't. All right, here it is. I just got it. I bet you anything in the world that Bellinger nor Tucker were thinking about getting $50 million this year. No. But if you approach Bellinger right now and say, if you say, hey, Bellinger, I'll offer you the same thing I offered him, but all of the outs are club options.
Well, what's the AAV you're talking about?
I'm going to give him 50 for the first year, just like everybody else got. Bellinger brings you 30 home runs. He brings you first base. He brings you center field. He brings you left field, right? He brings you 25 to 35 stolen bases with his pitch clock, maybe 40. He definitely can bring you 20, 30. Okay? I would give him 50 to start. Say, look, we're going to start you here. And then I would say, how do you feel about this many years? And maybe next year, 40. Next year, you know what I'm saying, 35. And then the final year, 50. But that's on us. That's on us. Because we cannot lose out. We cannot lose out on anybody else. And out of all the people that they had listed at the top of the offensive free agents, Bellinger was third out of all of them. Tucker was first. Schwarber was second. Bellinger was third.
Okay.
But I bet you anything in the world that Bellinger was not. I'm telling you right now, the Yankees are not offering Bellinger $50 million a year right now.
No.
Not even close. And they're the only people in right now for him. I mean, I'm sure there's some other teams, right? Phillies might be in for him now, but they got a lot of outfielders. There's a lot of people. I mean, there's so many proven people that I might take a handful of my kids and go over and talk to Washington. They got like 2 or 3 kids out on their team that proven already. I'd be like,
Mackenzie
look,
Gore. I'd take Mackenzie Gore right now.
yeah, not just Mackenzie Gore, and their kid that came up. What's his name in the outfield? The kid,
James Wood.
bro. Tell me right now that you wouldn't take 2 of our good prospects and trade him for Wood. Who's a prospect?
I'd trade 2 elite pitchers for. I'd trade.
Yeah. I want keep the pitchers. Go give them the hitters. Yeah.
Hey man. Hey man. Yeah, I understand. I understand your theory. I don't know if I understand. I don't know if I understand why you would pay Cody Bellinger $50 million a year, right? And it's not because I don't think it's a good strategy. It's in my mind. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to balance why the Mets let certain players walk versus what they said versus what they're doing. If that makes sense.
100%. 100%.
I would that deal that you just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
the only player in this league that I would move heaven and earth for is Fernando Tatis Jr., who just turned 27 in January.
Right. So then we could trade for him. San Diego is getting rid of all their players, Their Dodgers are in their division. Yeah. They said Tatis is available. They got rid of their closer.
Right.
Go get him. He's 27.
He just turned 27 2 weeks ago.
And he's so New York. Tell me he's not New York.
Yes, he's New York. Yes.
He is Washington Heights. He is
right.
Spanish Harlem. He is Bushwick, where I was at. Right. Yo, he would be hanging out, and he'd be hanging out. Yeah, so we need to do that, and we cannot get. Yeah, Pete was definitely. Listen, Pete, we could definitely steal Bellinger from the Yankees. And I don't care if we have to give, if we're willing to give Tucker. Okay, I have to do this. People don't really understand. If we have to get, and I don't mean our fans are bright, but I'm talking about what happened out there. We got played by the Dodgers. They did it with the pitcher. They did it with the Asian pitcher. They did it with is that the proper way of saying it? I hope I didn't mess that up. Yeah. They did it with what's his face a couple years ago that backfired on him, and he went and played in like Korea or Israel or something like that. The other pitcher, and they've been doing that to us forever. So, and they don't scare me. Look, they were a few innings away from not winning that thing last year. The Blue Jays messed up Bauer, right? Trevor Bauer, which is so. Let me tell you something, JJ. This is not even a joke. 2 years ago, when we needed pitchers, I wanted to say, "Hey, Bauer, you want $1 million? Come pitch for us. Come pitch for us." I would do that right now. Actually, keep it real with you. Yo, Bauer, we'll give you league minimum. Come pitch for us.
He'll take it, bro, because he just want to get back in the majors.
Right, exactly. He want to get back in the majors. But you got to take, I'll tell you what, we will do. It was a blessing because he messed up. But if he's still a good pitcher, and we say to him, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a 3-year deal. Every year is our option for $5 million. First year though, you're only getting like $1 million. Right. You take that in a heartbeat. I don't want to get sidetracked. Pitching, we didn't get up to pitching. Right. So let me tell you about this guy here. We lost out on Tucker, and I get it, right? But Tucker last year hit 266 with 22 home runs. He'll be 30 years old, right?
Right.
But Bellinger, remember Tucker 266 with 22 home runs.
Coming off
Bellinger hit 272 with 29 home runs and 100 RBIs. Come on, man. He's even worth more than Tucker. He plays more positions than Tucker.
Right.
We got to go out there. Oh my God! And can you imagine how the Yankees would feel again if we got Bellinger and he's right there across from Soto and they're in the outfield warming up?
Right.
I
can't imagine.
I can't imagine. And you know, it'd be funny at that point. Either bring up the kid and let him play out there, because
Bench?
at that point, bench. At that point, I would put Bellinger probably at first, and then I would go sign. Who would I sign? That was also on the Yankees.
What do you do with Polanco?
Polanco is a DH, straight DH. Straight DH. Straight DH. That's all. And then you take a little more money. You take a little more money. Stick with me on this. Ready? You take a little more money and you go out there and you go get Harrison Bader. Vientos could DH, but we need a center fielder. So we need Bellinger at first, right? We give him like either what he's looking for with club options or his options.
Okay.
And then we go out and we give money for a guy who just made $6 million, Harrison Bader, who had hit 280 and 17 home runs and steals bags, and put him in center field.
Okay.
And now we got to worry about a left field.
I think the ballpark plays a difference with Bader, bro.
But we don't really need him to hit the homers, because the truth is, how many times did Nimmo's see the ballpark plays a difference? That's why Taylor is more important now in the outfield than Nimmo was in the outfield, not at the plate.
Right.
Yeah, but this guy is hitting almost 280.
Okay.
So if he gets a single or a double, it's better.
Right.
And it does feel like that, Blade, that everybody's getting 50 million, but that's the game. I'm going to tell you, I don't blame the man, because the man deserved it. The only man that I thought deserved that type of money was Ohtani.
Yeah.
But
Soto. We knew Soto was going to get a lot of money.
We knew
he hit free agency.
Yeah, but did you? To me, and I think almost everybody else, if we have to be honest with each other, even as Mets fans, Soto don't pitch, right? And Soto don't do all. And Soto at that time never stole more than 12 bags.
Right. So
Soto to me was getting 600 million, not 800 million like Ohtani was. So that's close money. That's a lot of that second highest ever.
Right.
But when Steve Cohen went out there and outbid him and it was the same bid. It just came down to the fact that he wanted to play for us, that the box, a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get. I tell me right now. I want to know from the chat.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get Bellinger? Who here wants Bellinger or believes we're going to get Bellinger? That we need to do whatever it takes to get Bellinger. How about that?
I'm not in that crowd, bro.
You're not in that crowd of doing what it takes to get Bellinger in the outfield?
No. I think it's a smart baseball move, right? Like if you're boxed in, if there's not a move for you to do, sign Cody Bellinger, right? But the thing is, I'm trying to figure out if Cody Bellinger is an additive to winning, right?
Well,
That's what I'm trying to figure out in my mind. Like, I don't think he's a bad player, but what happens when the chips get down? Is he just OG Anunoby?
No, Tucker is. That's why I'm trying to tell you, you shouldn't be down on yourself, or you shouldn't be so hurt by what happened, because Bellinger has better average, plays more positions, had more home runs, steals as many bags. I think that it's kind of like the, what do you call that, 3-card Molly?
Right,
or guess which hand the coin's in?
right.
I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say that Bellinger, don't forget Bellinger's a few years removed from like MVP of the whole league or something like that, right? MVP.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do what it takes, even if it's a bridge move again, to get him for 2 years. I might not give him 50 mil, maybe 40 mil. Bellinger didn't think he was getting 40 mil. Tucker never thought he was going to get 50 mil.
Nah, they drove up the prices.
Right.
Teams got desperate.
Who drove it up?
The Mets did.
Yeah, they did. So now that they did, they got to figure it out. Bellinger, and now it's time to depart with at least 2 of our top 10, 20 guys, and go get Tatis with 2 more guys like a Ronnie and a, which one you want, Acuna or Vientos? I know you love Vientos, but Acuna's fast.
Swaggy? No, I'm not putting Swaggy in any trade unless it's for a star pitcher. Okay. I'm not trading Swaggy for a position player at all. I don't care who this. I don't care if you start talking about Julio Rodriguez, bro.
Okay, I disagree heavily on that one, but that's what I love about.
You finished though.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, the thing is with guys like that, like a Joe Adell or a Julio Rodriguez or a Jacob Wilson, or guys that have major impact on their bat, I don't ever see them do stuff that's clutch.
Right, never.
Mark Vientos, however, on the biggest stages, and one could argue Mark Vientos has never truly gotten a fair shot.
Right, he got sent down the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like Vientos.
You know
what? Florida.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about this show. You see, we don't have to, like, we can agree to disagree and still scream "Let's go Mets" together and say cheers. And
How do
that's
you
what
feel
the
about
show is
Corbin
about.
Carroll? How do you feel about Corbin Carroll?
Okay, so now you beat me to it. You are definitely looking at my notes, brother. Yo, you are looking
My
at my
bad,
notes.
man. My bad.
No, you got me back. You got me back. I deserved it. I deserved it for the whole
Do you know what his average
Durant.
annual salary is?
Yep. Well, I don't know the exact number, but I know the range of the number. And you know what he does on the base pads and what he does?
He either burns them up or steals them.
Right. And
That's
then
what,
takes him home and takes it home.
that
What's his
man's average. That man's AAV is about $14 million.
Right. Right. What did he do? I think he got a little hurt last year. What did he do the year before?
Yeah. No, he's great. He had like 31 home runs the year before last.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, he had 2024. He had 22 home runs.
Right.
Last year, and again in a year that he missed more time, he had 31 home runs.
And he missed more time.
And he missed more time than he did the year before. Right.
So,
The year in 2024, he scored 121 runs and stole 35 bases. If you can imagine him being your two-hole hitter, right? Like you can't bat him lead off because I think his chase rate is well, his chase rate was elevated last year, but his home runs were elevated last year too.
I think he chased more because he was coming off that injury. He was kind of trying to make up time. It happens.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, he's 25 years old.
Yeah.
I want you to know that this man is essentially judging by his numbers, he's essentially, let me do the math on this. If you add those together, like a 260, 265, 270 hitter. OPS last year was 884.
Right.
The man sold 32, 35, 54 bags in 2023.
Yeah. In the same year, he had 25 home runs.
25 home runs and walked.
Would you trade Beatty for him?
I would trade Vientos for him in a heartbeat.
You can't trade the fresh maker for him.
Yo, listen. Wait, let me ask you a question. I know you love Vientos, and I love Vientos. Listen, I'm gonna state this out here. All right, chat and all the Mets nation, the whole Mets world. Vientos was so important in that run,
Right?
to meet up with the Dodgers in the league championship series. He was probably, him and Lindor were probably the two most important people.
Right.
Okay. Pete's home run against our new closer was a big deal, but Swaggy was on fire. Then he comes back the next year. He doesn't produce right away, and I think they had an early trigger. I think that's a horrible thing to do to him. But right now, honestly, Beatty's more valued than Vientos is.
I think that's based on the look. I think Brett Beatty has the George Brett, Mike Schmidt look, right? Like, and I don't mean white guy, blonde hair. I'm talking about he's got the look of your classic all-star third baseman, right? Nice height, decent enough arm, range going in all directions. And so even if he's not elite, like even if he's not Scott Rowland, he's not going to let Scott Rowland down, right? He's got tremendous thump in his bat when he catches you, right? And so, but here's the other thing about Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty, for all his misgivings, has never been a guy that didn't put the ball in play. Brett Beatty puts the ball in play, right?
And sometimes gets a hold of them.
Yep. Brett Beatty. I think Brett Beatty's BABIP is like, I think it was like third on the team on the Mets last year. I'll find it again. His batting average on balls in play was, I mean, not batting average on balls in play. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. His let me see. It's BABIP. It basically means he puts the ball in play, right? Let me see. I forgot what the batting average on balls in play. That's right. His batting average on balls in play is like he's basically hitting it where they're not. Brett Beatty hits the ball with fielders or not, basically. Now, who led that category? Aaron Judge, who is slightly comparable to Aaron Judge in that capacity. Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty.
That's crazy to say, right?
It is, and it is, and that's why it's too bad that that they did that to Vientos, because Vientos could be doing something different on our team right now, or Brett Beatty could be doing something different. By the way, Brett Beatty also plays second.
Yeah. You know who else had a high average and batting average on balls in play, higher than everybody that we talked about? Bo Bichette was only 24 percentage points, or 24 hundredths of a percentage point behind the league leader, Aaron Judge. Bo Bichette puts the ball in play.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bo Bichette's a righty. Beatty's a lefty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my question back to Carol, and I know you said you want elite pitching. If we could put up a package for Carol, who has elite speed, you putting Vientos in there?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
All right, I respect you for that. I respect that.
Hey, can I make you laugh though?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, maybe.
Now I'm gonna say something that's funny to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh no. Okay. I respect that, because sometimes somebody says, "Can we tell you something funny?" and I'll be like,
Guess who has a comparable BABIP, BABIP? Brett Beatty and Fernando Tatis Jr.
This is why I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Salute to
Denise Torres. Let's go. Let's go, Mets. So yeah, and you know who else is comparable? Brett Beatty and Byron Buxton. Brett Beatty and Julio Rodriguez. Brett Beatty and Pete Alonso. Brett Beatty and Rafael Devers.
Yep.
Right? Brett Beatty and Manny Machado.
How about
Brett Beatty and Xander Bogaerts.
How about Ramirez?
Ramirez.
It's a little redundant because they both play the same thing, so it doesn't really help us in any way. So
I'll find them now.
All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Denise. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Go.
Where is Ramirez?
Greet the Mets.
What's Ramirez's first name? Jose?
Jose.
I don't see him up here. Is he worse at this than Brett Beatty?
Maybe. Or maybe he's so good it's not even on the top of the charts, like way up here. You can't see it.
Let me go to the next sheet because.
Listen, he might not be doing that. But Beatty can't do what he does on the plate.
I'm just gonna go to team and find it. Guardians. Can you imagine a world where we get Corbin Carroll and Ramirez?
Stop it. Stop talking to me that way because I'm telling you right now, we'll lay on the floor. I probably will go in my kid's old bag, get like 2 stuffed animals, lay on the floor, little Mets ones.
Yo, Jose Ramirez, this is a shock.
He's
His
low.
batting average is higher than his batting average for balls in play. I didn't think that could be negative.
Wow. He's got a good batting. He's got a good, solid, regular batting, like a good.
And he doesn't strike out, and he walks a lot.
He I don't think he has one season in his entire life he struck over 90 strikeouts.
Right.
Not even over 90. Is there a way? Because these guys are 27. Another guy is Corbin Carroll's 25, 27. What do we say?
25, yeah.
25, and Tatis is 27. So how about
Yeah,
this?
he's just turned 27, bro.
Okay,
like his cake is still warm, bro.
Tatis, right?
Yep.
He's still got a slice of it too.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Mama Juana left in that bottle, like this much, right?
Right.
And I'm telling you right now that you imagine, is there a place where, even though I want Jose Ramirez, because that ridiculous, crazy contract, but is there a place where Corbin Carroll is your center fielder and Tatis is your left fielder and Soto's your right fielder?
Yeah.
And at that point, you could have your beloved Vientos and Beatty, because you no longer. No, you can't. You can't. Because we just picked up Bo Bichette out the blue with a high batting average, super high batting average. So Vientos could split time with Beatty at third for the lefties and the righties. Bo Bichette is going to go to DH. And Polanco's going to play first the whole time? I don't like that. I don't know if I like the idea.
I don't like that either.
I don't know if I like the idea. It's Bellinger time. JJ, you can't tell me you don't want Bellinger tonight. I don't care if he got 2 years. He can't. No trade. We're not trading him. And we're giving him 3 years. $110 million. Third year Mets option. Right now.
Yeah.
He wants 7 years. Right, we're still in on him. So say he wants 7 years and the Yankees offer him $30. I think they're offering him $30 million. Would you take Bellinger? Bellinger's, I think, 29 years old.
30.
So he'll be 37. Would you give him a 7-year deal and give him like a third year opt out? Why not? Why not? The guy's going to hit you every year 300. He's going to hit you 30 home runs, steal about 30 bags. He's better than Tucker. And I'm 99% sure that Bellinger, you could check this better than me quicker. Who's got more assists from the outfield? if the Yankees were gonna sign him, JJ, Denise, and the rest of the I would name all of you. I'm sorry, I did just at the bottom there. Pardon me.
And our people on X that are watching.
Oh, I'm talking to all of the chat, but I just happened to see the bottom too. Sorry about that. The entire chat.
Right.
Do you not think that the reason why he hasn't signed with the Yankees already is because the Mets are making it too hard for him?
I don't know, bro.
So if you can't get Tatis, I still go after Tatis right now. Corbin Carroll's really a left fielder or a corner fielder.
Yeah.
A corner fielder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you want more, Corbin Carroll or Tatis? I'll take Corbin Carroll, but Corbin Carroll did get hurt, but so did Tatis.
I think you can't go wrong with either.
Yeah, I like that speed.
Either in the outfield presents this, right? The thing is, if you get Corbin Carroll, Soto gets less at bats, and then he walks also. So you get less wings. Jeez, Buffalo Wild Wings. You get less swings from Soto, right? And it's not because Soto is not a good player. He's going to be out of the lineup. It's just you bump Soto down a spot because you want speed on the bases in front of Juan Soto, right? That's just what it is, right? And you also have Bo Bichette already, right? So it's not like you're going to move Juan Soto to your cleanup spot. You're not.
No.
Right? So they put you in this space of where do you bat Corbin Carroll in a lineup that has Francisco Lindor leading off, Juan Soto batting second, Bo Bichette batting third. Where do you put Corbin Carroll?
This way. See this? Watch. Lindor, Corbin Carroll.
What do you mean?
Lindor, Corbin Carroll.
What do you mean?
I would put Corbin Carroll up first, and I would put Lindor at fourth.
You would take at bats from Lindor.
Yo, you can't make faces like that and have me be serious. Listen,
Yeah, did y'all hear that?
I would definitely put him. He's the fastest guy on the team.
You got to have him up there, right? But here's the thing. Here's the struggle I don't have. But here's the struggle I don't have to answer your question. I don't have that struggle if we get Tatis instead.
Right. Okay. So
if we get Tatis instead, I can comfortably bet him third or fifth.
Right.
Right. Third or fifth. I have no problem betting him third or fifth. I'd prefer Dante to be third and have a lefty bat fourth, and then Tatis bat fifth.
Yep.
Right. That'd be my perfect situation.
Yep.
And then it plays into this thing of, well, if you put Lindor in between Bichette and Tatis, who bats leadoff?
Exactly.
Yeah, you see, that's the reason why this is a complex question. Like I just can't just go get the player just for the sake of the player, because man, Juan Soto had the best career, had the best hitting year of his career, batting behind Francisco Lindor.
Right. So do you move him then? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you move him? Do you keep the speed all three places, or are you staggering the speed?
Well, who's in the lineup though? That's the question.
Well, you were talking about Corbin Carroll and Tatis, or just
or Tatis.
Okay, If it's or Tatis, then it's a very simple question. It's very simple.
Right.
It's Lindor, Soto, Tatis. That's how it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I would. But I want personally, I want Bo Bichette batting third. So it would be Lindor,
Oh,
Soto,
I hear you.
Bichette, and then Tatis.
Oh,
Right.
wait a second. You're taking more bats at bats from Tatis
I'm
for
taking
Bo
more at bats from
Bichette?
Tatis, bro.
No,
Because
I disagree.
respectfully, and I'll tip my cap respectfully to Tatis Jr. He's not Juan Soto at the plate, bro. Right, and you
Right.
don't want to waste, and you don't want to have Tatis bat leadoff and hit 50 home runs and have 50 RBIs. You know what I'm saying?
That was my point.
No. I know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm just making a point. This is my point, right?
Okay.
I don't want to put Tatis so far up in the lineup where he'll be that guy that you see with 40 home runs and 70 RBIs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't want to do that. Soto is going to get on base, right? You know Soto is going to walk. You know Lindor is going to work pitchers. You know that Bichette is great at batted balls in play, right? And so if you have him batting behind those three, whether it's in the 4-hole cleanup or in the 5-hole, because the 5-hole hitter in theory is supposed to be your second best overall hitter. Your best hitter bats third. Your fifth hitter is your second best overall hitter. Right?
Your fifth hitter is your second best overall
hitter. Yeah. That's supposed to be the guy that hits for contact, power, walks, and doesn't strike out. Your fifth place hitter.
He is your second most powerful person, and he's your reverse player of your third hitter.
Yeah, he's in theory he should be. So if Bo Bichette bats third, we should have another Bo Bichette batting fifth. Right. So that's what it would be like. In this case, it would be Tatis Jr.
Right.
And in theory, it should be Juan Soto batting third and Bo Bichette batting fifth. But Juan Soto has been here and he had a career year batting second. Right, all his numbers through the roof because if you notice, Juan Soto got off to a slow start in New York, right? Brandon Nimmo was the leadoff hitter. Soon as you put Lindor back in the leadoff spot like he was in 2024, Soto was out of here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and it all depends on pitching, but you want these guys to be comfortable knowing where they're going to bat. Right, so they can get in the batting cage and work on, okay, so I'm batting third. I'm a contact hitter with power, right? If you're fourth, you're trying to groove your swing. You're a powerful swinger. Every time you come up, you're just trying to do damage. The fifth hitter is I'm trying to, hit for average, hit for some power, and whatever, right? But Soto and Lindor flip all of that on its head because Juan Soto is locked into the 2-hole. Unless you get Corbin Carroll and he bats leadoff, Lindor bats second, Soto bats third.
Right, that's where I was about to head.
Right, and then Bichette bats fifth. Because you want to have a slugger batting fourth.
Definitely a slugger. That's exactly where I was heading next.
Yeah, you want to have your big bopper batting fourth, because statistics show that basically the 4-hole guy comes up with guys on base a lot of the time. So
absolutely 100%.
Yeah,
so
man.
And so I'm kind of playing with a lineup as we speak, and as also I play dual roles as
And chat with a lineup with a DH,
Man,
whoever bats 6 and 7, it's about lineup coverage and your personnel. So that's why Starling Marte is like the best number 6 hitter you can possibly, because he's a gap power hitter. So he hits balls in the gap, right? And he can turn the lineup over. He doesn't strike out in bad situations, right?
yeah, I agree with you, and I bet the chat does too. But my question for you is, where does Starlin Marte play, and where does he fit
He's
in?
a DH, bro. He ain't, no, we're not putting him in the outfield because he's fragile.
Right, and he can't DH either.
Nah, because you already have Polanco and
Right,
Vientos.
right, and
Yeah,
and, and you're right. You're right about him. And in his prime, he
yeah,
would be the number 1 or 2 hitter. By the way,
right, right.
but
But
you keep
Marte in
Taylor
his
over him.
30s, huh?
You keep Taylor over him because you need the defense.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing.
sad.
That's the thing, man. With Corbin Carroll, if you get Tatis or Corbin Carroll, you know you're going to get some good defense in the outfield, right? And even though I like Tyrone Taylor, bro, I gotta give that spot to Harrison Bader, bro.
Right.
I gotta give that spot there because Harrison Bader's a better hitter and defender than Tyrone Taylor.
We look at JJ. Where exactly? I'm with you. What you just said, I'm with you 100%. I really am.
Right.
But now instead of Bader, what? Okay, what does it take? We could pay for Bader, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a free agent. We could pay for Bader.
Yeah. Unless he asks for a ridiculous number after a career year.
Right.
We got to keep that in mind too. After a career year, he's going to ask for a career year contract.
Will you give him 3 years, 50 million? Because remember, everybody else wants 50 million for one. Will you give him
I
3?
know. You're asking me, am I going to pay Harrison Bader $16.5 million a year?
Yep. But that's what he makes now. It's not going to happen. I wouldn't do it because that's what he's going to want.
16.5 million.
Yep. 2 for 20. Yeah.
The reason I was going to do him like 1 year, $8 million. And if you don't take it, I'm like, shit, we got Carson Bench anyway.
Yep. I'll bump it up to 10 million. I'll bump it up to 10 million.
Yeah.
He's worth 10 million.
If I'm gonna start paying people and moving asset, bro, I may as well just go to the Cubs and get Pete Crow Armstrong, bro. Just give them everything for PCA.
You've heard of him?
I've heard of him.
You know, at one time, as legend has it.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly, supposedly, Jones. He was in somebody's farm system.
In Binghamton. Allegedly, somebody saw him in Syracuse.
Maybe.
Possibly, someone saw him in Binghamton.
It could be. I'm not sure though. It's crazy.
And I'm not for, and Chet, I'm not for just trading away our talent. But if we're big game hunting, and this is just a conversation, if we're big game hunting and the Dodgers are the game that we're hunting, I don't know if we can wait patiently for Carson Bench to develop. Right?
Agreed.
Right. And no disrespect to Carson Bench, because he's going to be a great player someday. Right. And no disrespect to Jet Williams. He's going to be a great player someday. AJ Ewing, someday. Jacob Reimer, someday. Chris Guerrero, someday. Right.
Will, someday. All of them.
All someday. But if we're talking about catching the Dodgers this year. You know, what can you do?
I mean, are we actually saying that we're okay not like putting out the best possible team we possibly can buy and maybe bring up somebody, a bench?
I think
and
you
the,
can do
and the pitchers.
I think you can do both at the same time, but I think it's an unreasonable expectation to do both at the same time and assume you'll catch the Dodgers. Like we can do it and have our eyes on the Dodgers and mess around and lose to the Cincinnati Reds in the playoffs.
Right. Well, the Dodgers could.
Or the Dodgers could, and we could be popping champagne in November, right?
I mean, listen, let's keep it honest. Yeah. Listen, we must have upcoming free agent question. Right. Booty from mom standing inside school. I look at what we have, when people say I'm gonna constantly go to this. Kalenic is my show pony. I'm gonna tell you why.
I was gonna say Lastings Millage, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Lastings Millage. But the reason why I say Kalenic literally was touted as the next left-handed Mike Trout.
Yeah.
And we almost didn't get Edwin Diaz because we didn't want to give up Kalenic.
Yeah.
Who's had a total of 10 home runs.
Over 7 seasons now?
27 seasons.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, 7 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, if Lastings Millage would have hit a home run and did a backflip and ran and high-fived people today, he would be on he'd be on the big.
He'd be on MLB The Show, bro.
On the show. He would be the cover on that beautiful screen at Citi Field.
Yeah.
They would love him. That's the difference in ownership. I love Cohen as our owner.
Right. But to your point though, I understand the concept of prospects, right? Like I understood when the Mets had 2 young outfield prospects, one named Preston Wilson and the other one named Jay Payton. I remember that. Like, yeah. Oh no, you can't trade for the and for the Knicks. I understand. I remember when the Knicks didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell the summer that they signed Jalen Brunson because they didn't want to give up Quentin Grimes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Can I go off subject for a second? If we, and just because I don't want to forget, if we did that with Mitchell, do we still sign Brunson?
Yeah. Okay. You'd have the room to.
You know what? Somebody please kick me in my chest. Like, I'm not joking. With cleats.
Only if they get a running start, bro.
No, I'm talking about with both legs, like you see in
right.
movies, like you see in the movies.
Right.
You could have 100 yards, like you go running. I want you to really launch yourself. Forget my neck, like right here, this whole piece right here. This is
you get all of it, bro.
All of it. I don't want to be able to talk like. I don't know about that. I take that back. I got you spaghetti. Kick me in my chest.
Oh my gosh.
It's horrendous. That is horrendous. Preston Wilson was traded for Biatz. Very good. Salute to Joe Sadden. Salute to Blade.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. The prospects thing. I like the idea of prospects. but your farm system is so deep with so many human beings. You have so many human beings in your farm system that trading away, like every trade is not going to be Doyle Alexander for a prospect named John Smoltz, right? Like every trade is not going to be that. You know,
say it again. Thank
right?
you.
Yeah, every Boston trade, you send a pitcher to the Florida Marlins, or you send a pitcher. You send a pitcher. You get a pitcher from the Florida Marlins, and you get a prospect named Mike Lowell. It's not going to happen like that all the time, right? It's not. It's just not gonna.
No.
You're not gonna make a trade where Boston sends a young prospect that can't stay healthy in the minor leagues to the Houston Astros, and he turns into Jeff Bagwell. That's not gonna happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I think the one prospect trade that the Mets regret is they traded away. They traded away a young prospect to the Milwaukee Brewers to the Indians for a pitcher, and that prospect's name was Jeremy Burnett. You remember that?
Jeremy Burnett, left-handed right fielder.
Power hitter, right?
Power hitter.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will say this. No, I won't say it because you're nailing it, bro. You're nailing it. Yo, I totally messed this up. I should do this before.
Because for every Francisco Alvarez that's a coveted star prospect, you also have your Josh Toleys that come from out of nowhere. Like if you're a Mets fan, if you're a Mets fan and you don't remember the pitcher that caught Rafael Santana, but Johan Santana's no hitter, his perfect game. That was Josh Tolley.
Yeah, Joshua.
Yeah.
If you knew him well.
If you knew him well, because for every Daniel Murphy, there's a Daniel Evans. You remember when Daniel Murphy and Daniel Evans were both coming up through the ranks, and Daniel Evans first at bat, he hit a scorcher down the first baseline and got a triple, and we were celebrating. We were doing the duck. We doing the duck. We got a dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He came up. Daniel Evans and the kid. What's the other kid name? The redhead kid went to the Dodgers with the beard.
Justin Turner, bro.
Yeah, all them guys came up together. Remember that?
Yep, I do. Turner was supposed to be our number 3 hitter, our guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Baxter who ran into the wall and broke his damn shoulder catching that.
Yeah,
Johan. No.
And the thing I liked about Baxter is he didn't care. He didn't care about the wall, bro. How many times did he run into the wall before that, bro? He didn't even care the wall was there.
Right. You know something? When he tells his grandchildren, I saved the no-hitter.
Right.
That's what he gets. That's facts.
Facts, bro.
That's a fact. I saved the no-hitter.
Bro, and right. And then for every prospect that ascends, there are at least 1 or 2 that sneak into your organization. Jeff McNeil.
Yeah.
Jeff McNeil didn't he didn't start every day until he was 26. He was 25 when he came up. Pete was 25 when he came up. For every Ahmed Rosario that you think is going to be a star, there is a
good point.
Ruben Tejada that comes from out of nowhere.
Right. A DeGrom. That's a great. Oh, you beat me. And he said it too. Yep. And Baxter is from local. Yep. DeGrom was not supposed to be anything special. He was good.
He was a project, remember?
Right.
The converted shortstop.
Yeah. Right. My man.
Right.
My
Yeah.
man.
He wasn't supposed to be as good as Matt Harvey, bro, but you never know.
Right. Right.
And that's the point that I'm getting at. For every Kurt Newingheist that you draft thinking he's the center fielder of the future, there's also a Brandon Nimmo, a guy he didn't even play winter baseball.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So while I do understand the prospect argument, and it's a compelling argument because you have to build your team with homegrown talent. At the same time, I think you have to add additions to your team that you can't make up with stuff from your farm system. So if you have a glaring, like if your team doesn't have an ace, and you know you need an ace, right? If your team needs an ace and you know your team needs an ace, you got to trade farm quality for it. All right. That's the only time I say trade your. I like keeping the kids. Right. I'm all for, keeping the kids and having them. It's the reason why I like Swaggy so much. It's the reason why I like Beatty so much, because it's hard finding a George Brett looking prospect kid, young veteran. He's not going to be George Brett, bro, because by this time, George Brett probably already had 600 hits in his career by Brett Beatty's age, right?
Yeah, probably.
But at the same time, he don't have to get you 3,000 hits as a Met. If Brett Beatty gives you 8 solid years at third base, bro, that's a blessing, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you 100. I'm with you 100%, 100%. But the truth is he gonna do that?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Right, and we just said that, bro. For every Brett Beatty, there may be a Jacob Reimer, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know. We don't know.
Or for every Soto, or for, let's name every Mike Conforto.
Right.
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 You might bring up a Strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Conforto got a better swing. Strawberry looks good, but his swing is a little long.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But it was quick though, bro.
The fastest long string I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. And yeah. Bro, that's what I'm saying. So ultimately, Jason, what I'm saying, man, is I'm not giving up on the kids. But if you can stack a couple of kids and get Corbin Carroll, bro, that should be done already.
Yeah. Yep.
What if you could stack a bunch of kids and get Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte?
And they're begging for Ketel to be taken.
Right. So, what about their young center fielder, bro? That young center fielder that they have.
I think they just got rid of him. That was the one I was talking to you about the other day. What was the name? He just left.
They traded a prospect, bro. They sure did.
Yep. And we could have got for like almost nothing.
What's that dude's?
Yep.
Where is this dude? What's that dude's name, bro? I forget that dude's name.
I'll get it. So I always think that what's his face is the center fielder, but it was this other guy.
Because they have Alec Thomas playing center field right now.
Yeah, Thomas. Thomas did play center.
Yeah.
No, he would play center most of the time anyway. But I know who you're talking about. Uh, let me see. I like that idea. I was while you were talking about that, I was putting lineups together. Um, and there's no reason. Listen, we have so much. Our depth is so deep. There's no reason why we can't. If we strike out on Bellinger, which I still would go get, he's a lefty, and I still would go get Tatis Jr.
Right.
Both of them.
Right.
And then
You would go get Tatis Jr. and who? I'm sorry.
I would sign Bellinger and I would trade for Tatis Jr. and Corbin Carroll.
Where would you put Soto?
Bellinger's playing first.
What do you do with Polanco?
DH.
Ooh.
You know what kind of lineup that is?
Can I tell you who I don't like? Who I want to trade?
Simeon.
He should be a great player, right?
He hit 49.
Chat, can y'all talk me off the ledge? Why don't I like Marcus Simeon? I just don't like Marcus Simeon, and I don't know. I'm not for sure why I don't like Marcus Simeon like that.
Is it like his hold on, damn, I couldn't click back on. Is it like oh Jesus. What did I do?
That man's gonna turn 36 before the end of the season, bro. Chat, Marcus Simeon is gonna turn 36 before the end of the season. He's got the 28 year, 27 year, and the 26 year still left on his contract. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Marcus Simeon, to be honest. I just don't know. Joe, Joe, I feel you. I think that's a great point. I think that's a great point. Is he is at age 35, 30, 35, 36? And I'm not an ageist, right? Because if he can play, he can play. But is he our everyday second baseman? Is he going to be able to? Last year, he batted 230 and hit 15 home runs and 500 plate appearances, 534 plate appearances. I don't know how comfortable I feel about Simeon being our everyday second baseman because at this point, I don't feel as if his glove is better than Beatty or Acuna at second. And I think if Beatty got 500 or 534 plate appearances. I think he could put up Marcus Semien numbers. Am I saying Brett Beatty is better than Marcus Semien? No, because there are more factors and ingredients that go into a conversation as opposed to just a basic outline or framework.
I agree.
Some people bring secret, like Mark Vientos brings secret sauce to your lineup. I don't know, man.
Yeah. To me, it's his average. He was kind of an all or nothing dude, you know? Like
Yeah. And would I rather have him than Jan Mercado? Of course. Remember, he and Jan Mercado were a thing, right? They were supposed to be a duo up the middle, and then Mercado got moved to third, and then found himself. So I don't even know where Jan Mercado is. Remember when Jan Mercado was the Red Sox top prospect? Oh, you'll never get Jan Mercado, and he didn't really do.
Didn't he go over to you said Red Sox? I thought it was White Sox.
Yeah, he was a Red Sox prospect. He was a prospect that was traded in the what's the lefty, the skinny lefty pitcher?
Sale? No.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, he was a prospect that was sent to the White Sox in the Chris Sale trade.
Got you. So then he went to White Sox. Okay, got you. Yeah, all right. That's right. How did he pan out? Not like Machado.
Right.
Yeah, Simeon's I tell you what, for that being the first move to lose homegrown Nemo, which I was okay with, but for Simeon, I was like, what?
Yeah. I just think they wanted Nemo out of here, bro.
Yeah, gone. Wet noodle of an arm.
Yeah, they wanted him out of here.
Kind of ran like he had a little pool in his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't feel. Everything turned into a double.
And clearly he wanted to be out of here too, because there was no, hey man, they're trying to get Semien for Nemo. We're waiting on Simo to waive his no trade. All you know is, hey, Simo's gone. He's waived his no trade clause. Yeah. Okay. Well, pack your bags then. I mean, they were probably already packed.
I'm about to say, what bags?
Right. Yeah. Joe says McNeil had to go too. It was probably about time, bro. It was probably about time. It was that group reminds me of that group of Joe Youngblood, Hubie Brooks, John Stearns, George Foster, Dave Kingman, a young Rafael Santana. Reminds me of that group. Kind of like a group that has potential, but yeah.
Do you remember which two of them stuck around?
I love Hubie Brooks. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Okay, so Hubie Brooks leaves, and a few years later, we trade for him to come back.
Yeah.
You remember that?
The Hindu. He talking about Joe said Hindu. Yeah, I remember Hindu. Man, Joe said Steve Henderson, bro. This cat Joe must know. This cat Joe know what he talking about, bro.
Mookie.
Yep. Yeah. I remember Mookie. I remember him and Wally Backman, bro. I remember them being in AAA. They're like, man, these guys in AAA are good, but we have this prospect in AA right behind them. Bro, this dude is 7 foot tall and
Yes,
he's about
sir.
180 pounds. But man, his arm is crazy. And as a matter of fact, I remember when they were talking about Mookie Wilson and Wally Backman as being, the next up, and they were like, and the Mets just drafted this young fireballer out of Tampa, Florida. We don't know what he'll do with him, but he looks impressive.
That's right.
That
They
was
don't know what they're gonna
1983,
do.
bro. That was 1983, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And
Yo,
he's
you brought up
still,
Hindu, man. I might buy me a Hindu jersey, bro.
still to this day, that's my favorite pitcher.
Who?
Good
Oh yeah, yeah,
to this day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. To this day, bro, I think Doc is probably
Best pitcher I've ever seen live.
yeah. Oh, without a doubt,
By far, live.
without a doubt, bro.
Bro, you would check the paper if you were going to the game. And don't get me wrong, Ron Darwin pitching, great, because the Mets were so exciting in '86.
Yep.
If somebody here didn't get a chance to see it, man, do yourself a favor. I'm not joking. Come buy the whole set from me. No, I'm only playing. Go check it out on YouTube
Right.
and just watch it. See if we get the whole season. Get the Ray Knight game. Eric Davis slid into third base and got his lights knocked out.
Right. Right.
Get it all.
Yeah.
That was it.
Real quick, let me ask you this real quick before we wrap, because I got to do the Knicks at Night podcast.
I'm about to
in
say, unless
a few minutes. But who is your favorite pitcher to watch in Game 7 off of any team? Who was your favorite big game pitcher to watch
who?
from any team from any era?
If I could pick one, or one that actually did a game 7.
Hey, just pick, bro. I'll keep expanding the parameters. Your favorite big game pitcher, and it's got to be a World Series pitcher, not just a big game in the regular season.
I got it.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you that off the top of my head, I can't really.
Luis Tiant. That's who you're gonna say, right?
That was my second one. My second, but not my first.
Vita Blue.
I'm gonna tell you something. I know it's not necessarily answering your question, but if for my money, it would be Doc. But for someone that I've seen,
right,
it wasn't Game 7, but it was as if it was Game 7.
right.
It was Matt Harvey.
Ooh.
In that performance in the Royals when we was do or die.
Right.
And he
when
said,
we were down 2-0, right?
Right. And he said, give me the ball. I think actually that was he won one. That one was the one where he stayed in. Terry Collins tried to take him out in the night.
Yeah.
And then Lucas Duda threw the ball down the line, and we ended up
he
losing.
threw the ball in. Yeah, we lost.
Yeah, but that game, that man had the heart of a lion.
That probably ruined his career too.
And ruined and probably did. Also, another good Game 7 pitcher is Pedro Martinez.
I forgot about Pedro, bro.
Pedro has pitched a Game 7 or 2.
What about any of the Atlanta pitchers, Glavine or Smoltz?
Maddox.
You would take Maddox. I don't even remember Maddox ever pitching in the Game 7.
He started 1 for.
And I'm not disagreeing. I'm jogging my memory.
No, it's all right. I believe that they switched it so he could be part. Oh no, he pitched part of that game. That game was started by Smoltz.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
Yeah,
two.
I like that. I like what you just did. That pitching set was amazing, guys. Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
All the way to their fourth pitcher. I don't know. I don't remember the fifth, but
Kent Merker.
yeah, you're right. He was like the Rick Aguilera of the
And Avery.
Avery. I knew that's the fourth pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Avery and Kent Merker.
Steve Avery, the lefty. He was the Steve Matz.
I have too much. Hey, chat. I have too much of like baseball junk in my mind. I can't do my taxes. I can't do my own taxes, but I can remember baseball stuff, right?
Yeah. So, chat, between me and him, we got too much sports stuff in our head, and I don't even know where like the bolt things are in the engine. Whatever you call it. I don't even know what it's called.
Right. I'll tell you two pictures, some blasts from the past, and some baseball fans in the chat. Once I say these names, y'all are gonna laugh. Right? One pitcher that I would love in a game 7 is a pitcher named Dave Steeb. He used to pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays in the early 80s.
I know him very well.
Dave Steeb, when the Blue Jays used to have those beautiful royal blue uniforms. You know what I'm saying? Like the powder blue and royal blue with red trim a little bit.
With the light blue trim on the
side. Yeah. And not second, but first. I think that the one pitcher, if I had to go into a game 7, it'll be Jack Morris. Detroit Tigers, Jack Morris, though.
You mentioned that. Yeah.
If for a game 7, chat, for a game 7, I gotta have Jack Morris. I don't care. We could be facing a big red machine, bro. Jack Morris is gonna throw 168 pitches and finish the game in a 1-0 loss.
It's so funny, Joe. I have the same problem. I'm thinking about everything, but you have other people like Fernando Valenzuela. You got people like Frank Viola for us who pitched great. We got
Mike Scott.
Mike Scott. The game 7 would be nuts.
Yeah.
You got Roger. Roger before he went over to the Yankees was Red Sox Roger.
Yeah. All right, so you got Don Sutton. Remember Don Sutton? LA Dodgers.
Sutton.
All right, you remember Jim Cott? Probably the best. Jim Cott is probably the best fielding hitting pitcher ever. Right, he's on that level with Mike Hampton.
Mike Hampton was
yeah.
Oh yeah, you knew that. My man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Mike, and what people don't remember is 2 years before that, Mike Scott used to pitch for the Mets. He went to the Astros. He went to the Astros and became an ace. Imagine that.
Always happens.
Here's my full circle moment. For every Doc Gooden, there is a Mike Scott. Just
right. There's a Zach Wheeler. For every Jacob deGrom, there's a Zach Wheeler.
There's a Zach Wheeler. Right. All right, man. I got to get out of here. I'm gonna try to take me a nap and then get up and do the Knicks at Night podcast, bro.
All right, holler at me for that, and
yeah, man.
Maybe we'll log on soon and we'll talk about what kind of pictures.
Yeah,
we should be chasing,
or maybe
we have to,
or maybe we'll be back in 6 hours talking about what number does Cody Bellinger wear for the Mets,
and how we acquired
Tatis Jr.
And Carroll.
Oh my God, bro!
Until then,
stop pumping an old man's head full of dreams, bro. Chat, thank y'all all for coming through, man. We really appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. We're just gonna ask you to do that. We're a growing little channel. Just want to talk Mets and hang out with you guys, share some memories, talk about the news, all these things, talk about possibilities and all that stuff. Thank y'all again for coming through, man. I'll try to get a more consistent schedule when life becomes more consistent. So, hey, you got something? You got something you want to share before we go?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Look out for hey, I gotta say something coming soon. Right. A little show I'm gonna do about some nostalgia, you know, old days, old teams. Right. You know, but I had a blast as always, and we're gonna do this. Oh, we're gonna continue to do this, and we're gonna bring you the news when it comes, and we're gonna have a good time together. And don't forget to press like and tell some people that we're just a couple of guys who love the Mets just like you. And it's a great place to be. Thanks for your input, chat, man. Let's go, Mets.
Yeah, have a good one. Peace, everybody.
Peace.